Hey guys, it's your boy Damien, and I'm 3 weeks late with this review, but better late than never. So I'm gonna get it done. This is my review for Dancing with the Stars, season 25, week 5, which was 2 weeks ago. It was Disney night. Just quickly, just giving my overall assessment of the night. Disney night is usually always one of my favorite theme nights. Every season they have it. They only used to do it during the spring season. But since Dancing with the Stars is planning to go to one season a year, starting next year, I think they decided in the fall. I think they decided to do it twice this year. And you know what? I'm not opposed to it. So let's just get into it real quick. First of all, I gotta say the opening routine, choreographed by the phenomenal Mandy Moore, was really beautiful. Jenna Johnson. If I haven't gushed about her enough before, I'm gonna gush even more now. She is one of my favorite dancers in the world today. She's fiery, she's spicy, she has everything I love. But anyways, let's get to the dances. First up, we had Victoria and Val, and they had a jazz routine to Steamboat Willie, which was like one of the first Disney cartoons ever. Basically, the routine was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was okay. I was not a fan of the song in particular to do a dance to. I felt like nothing really happened during the dance, which is a little disappointing. But Victoria's great. Her personality shines through anything she does, and I think Val did a good job with the choreography as best he could. Yeah, that's basically how I felt about it. Okay. I think that all three judges gave it a 9. Personally, I would have given it an 8 because it wasn't bad, it wasn't great, but I would have given it an 8. Up next, they had Vanessa Lachey and Max, and they had a waltz to Someday My Prince Will Come from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but it was in French, which is a little weird to me, but not my decision. I thought it was a pretty good waltz. Again, that's like the first dance. Nothing bad, nothing great. It was just okay. She was doing some very weird things, like with her arms. Like when she was turning, she had like her arms in like a circle like this, and I thought it was kind of a little off-putting at times. But yeah. Well, she was a really nice dancer, and I really like her. I love her personality. What I will say is that at the time, obviously it's 2 weeks later, and I know the results or whatever. Her and Max were having issues getting along, and in that dance, it was very evident. It was very jarring to me. I felt like they did not gel together at all. But yeah, it was okay. They got an 8 from all the judges for a score of 24. Up next, they had Lindsay and Mark, and they danced to. They had a foxtrot, and I think they danced to "When You Wish Upon a Star" from Pinocchio. it was instrumental. We had Mickey Mouse playing the piano. The package was so funny because she was like, oh, I always thought I always wanted to be a Disney princess, but then I found out I was more like Winnie the Pooh, and I just died laughing because it was so cute. I was like, it made me go like, oh, I was like, poor Lindsay. I was like, 'cause she's awesome. She's a very sweet, quirky girl. She's fun to be around. I think she's fantastic, and this dance was absolutely beautiful. She's a beautiful dancer. This was a very stripped down, basic foxtrot. A lot of foxtrot content, which I knew when I watched the dance, I knew that Len would give them a high score, just based on there was no messing about. It was just into hold, a lot of hold, which Len loves, and it's a beautiful, beautiful dance. This basic, I have to give Mark Ballas a lot of credit. He is a very, very smart, seasoned professional male dancer and choreographer. I think over the seasons he's learned to find a balance between, he can go all the way to the left with creative choreography and content and concepts, but then he can also bring it down and strip it down to a very beautiful, this simple dance, and that's a great asset as a professional. So they got a 9 from Carrie Ann, a 10 from Len, well deserved, and a 9 from Bruno for a score of, what's that, a 28. So overall, great job. Next, they had Nick and Peter, and I think they did a quick step to Bare Necessities from the Jungle Book. I didn't write a lot for this dance. Very flat-footed. Very flat-footed. Typical Nick dancing. He's not a great dancer. He's not horrible either. He's just okay. Nothing special about it. Peter looked very hot in that outfit, as she was supposed to be Baloo. I'm gonna give it that. She was the outfit was very hot because Peter is hot. But yeah, it was okay. They got a 7 from Carrie Ann and 8 from Len. Interesting. And a 7 from Bruno. I don't know how much that is. I didn't write that down. Next we had Drew, Scott, and Emma, and they had a Viennese Waltz to Rainbow Connection from the Muppets. I happen to be a huge Muppets fan. Jim Henson, Sesame Street, all those things that, part of my childhood, growing up in the 80s and the early 90s. I thought this was absolutely his best dance. His posture was great. Emma's dress was phenomenal. It was all white, but the bottom of it had different colors on the bottom. Absolutely exquisite. The choreography was exquisite. Emma's awesome. I'm really happy that she's gotten contestants the last few seasons that really allow her to shine, because she's an amazing professional. I really love her. Basically, a lot of improvement from him since week 1. I think I've said this in a prior video, but Drew's energy has always been great. He's a very likable person, but because he's so tall and lanky, he kind of loses control. It looks kind of like flaily, but I thought Emma really kind of honed in on what makes him look good. I thought the dance was very controlled. Obviously, there was a few little wonky parts here and there, but you know, that's typical for him. But very, very impressed. They got a 9 from Carrie Ann, 8 from Len, and an 8 from Bruno. Awesome job. Awesome job, Drew. Pardon me. Up next it was Sasha, Peterse, and Gleb, and they did a rumba to Kiss the Girl from The Little Mermaid. Definitely her best dance for me. She looked great. The dress was great on her. I think she lost like 37, like 40 pounds since the competition started. Great for her. I was loving the dance. It was very sexy. It was sexy in a typical rumba way, not overtly sexual. Just very nice, movement. I would say the better movement of the rumbas I've seen from the girls this year so far. But I'm really happy for that. I've heard some people kind of criticize Gleb about his choreography. I get it. He's not like amazing. He's not bad either. His choreography just always feels kind of safe. I think, my opinion, the best routine I've ever seen him do was probably his Argentine tango with Jana Kramer a few seasons ago. It was very hot. It wasn't my favorite Argentine tango that night. I think Calvin and Lindsay had one too, and I like that one a little bit more personally. But I'm not opposed to his choreography or whatever. He's okay. He's good to me. And, he's a fairly good looking guy. Happily married. I know his wife. I've seen them on AfterBuzz TV a few times, and they're cool. For some reason, I did not write down the scores for them. I think they got all 8s, or they might have got a 9, or something like that. Up next, they had Terrell Owens and Cheryl, and they did a quick step to "I Just Can't Wait to Be King" from The Lion King. I thought, just like Drew, vastly improved. His attitude is improved. I think I've heard somebody say a few years ago that you have to if you want to do something like Dancing with the Stars, you have to figure out how you learn things and apply it to whatever you're doing. And Cheryl is she's a very tough coach. She's, she can get on you about things. And I think early on he didn't understand how to work with that, and it might have been a little shaky, but I think this is my personal opinion, I think he's saw online how people was perceiving him, which is the story of his personal life and his career, and he decided, you know what, if I want to be in this competition, I want to have to buckle down and look at it in a more positive way, and it showed through this. Through this dance for me. His posture was better. He was moving along. They had troop dancers in there, but he didn't get overshadowed. They stayed in hold for the most part, which is the quick step rules. Some of his footwork still needs a little bit of improvement, but he's a tall guy. But I'm very happy with the progress he's made. Um, they got a 9 from Carrie Ann, an 8 from Len, and an 8 from Bruno. And I would have given it an 8. But, you know, good job to you. And actually, I've had the privilege of conversing with him on social media. I've spoken to him on Snapchat a few times, letting him know that he's doing a great job. And, you know, he thanked me for my positivity, which makes my day. Because at the end of the day, this is Dancing with the Stars is a wonderful show. And whether you like somebody or you don't like somebody, you know, we try to be positive. We try to be positive as best we can, even with critiques. Because, you know, we want to make the show a great show. Okay, next we had Frankie and Whitney, and they had an Argentine tango to, I think the song is called Angelica from Pirates of the Caribbean. I love Frankie. I think he's fantastic. His work ethic is incredible. He might not be the most talented dancer, but he's working very hard each week to give the audience what they need, and I appreciate that immensely. To me, the dancing was solid, and Whitney was, oh my God, Whitney Carson, incredible. She looked so hot, and obviously, he's a short guy, so I knew he wouldn't be able to do any kind of like overhead lifts, but you know, the ganchos were solid from him. He's definitely in my top 5. And if you had asked me at the beginning of the season, would I think that Frankie would be up there, I would have said no. But he is definitely up there. I would even go as crazy to say he's probably my top 3. That's just my opinion of him. They got a 10 from Carrie Ann, a 9 from Len, and a 10 from Bruno for 29. Fantastic. Frankie, keep up the great work. Up next, we had Jordan and Lindsay. They did a foxtrot to Jordan's version of You're Welcome from Moana, which is an awesome movie. I've seen it like 3 times. I love the star girl. Can't pronounce her name. Not gonna try. And obviously, I'm a WWE fan, so The Rock is one of the greatest superstars of all time. So this dance was awesome. To me, it was very smooth. The hold was great. It was smooth. It was accentuated. Lindsay's choreography is incredible. She is a smart girl. Absolutely loved it. Obviously, there's a breakdown section when I know the part when Maui was listing off his accomplishments. It was great. I really liked it. He's an amazing dancer. I'm going to mention this in this video, just on the side, that I've seen some of my friends who do Dancing with the Stars reviews, and first, I understand this, but for some reason they don't really relate to Jordan on a personal level. His dancing is incredible. Everybody acknowledges that, but to say that they want to root for him, a lot of people don't. And they even said that he is. So one person even called him annoying. To me, he reminds me a lot of Corbin Bleu from season 17. Top of the leaderboard, great throughout the whole season. You know, I don't ever think he took a wrong step, but as great a dancer Corbin was, when it really came down to it in the finals, I loved Amber Riley more. I don't. When it comes to Dancing with the Stars, that's sometimes the winner comes down to that: is who do you relate to? You have to be relatable to people across all genres. You know, the demographic for Dancing with the Stars ranges from young people to older people. I would say the biggest voting block is the Midwest, like the Midwest family. You know, the Christian Mormon families that get together and watch it on a Monday night. And you have to be relatable to them. That's why sometimes people like Candace Cameron Bure make it. She made it all the way to top 3 because people might have an issue with her Christian vows and the way she carries herself, but that voting block, she was very relatable to that voting block, and that's why she made it so far. And she's a very relatable person. So that's just my little side tangent. But Jordan and Lindsay got a perfect score, first perfect score of the season, which is fantastic. He's keeping up the great work, and I don't see him slowing down anytime soon. And the last dance of the night of Disney Week was Nikki, Bella, and Artem, and they did a jazz routine to I think the song was called "Remember Me" from Coco, which is a new movie coming out in November. I will say this was probably Nikki's best dance and the most fun I've ever seen her have. She was alive through the routine. It felt very comfortable to me with her. I know my biggest issue with Nikki is that I felt like she's very kind of like held back in her performance, and I kind of want her to like let go and just like give over to the dancing, and she actually did it that week. Maybe because she is partially Mexican. I think the father is Mexican. She felt very comfortable in the choreography, and I've heard people say that sometimes when they feel some people say they felt like the troupe kind of overshadowed her. I didn't see it like that. Maybe because she was in blue. Her and Artem were all in blue, so and everybody else was kind of like in other colors, all of muted colors. So I always paid attention to what she was doing. I thought the dance was great, and she's another one who improves every week. She's still a little stiff in her movement sometimes, a little like strong, not as graceful, but that's just her natural movement quality. So that's what I thought. And they got a 9 from all the judges for a score of 27. Side note, it happens a few times and it's a little annoying, but I don't like when celebrities get jazz one week and contemporary the week after. It's not my favorite thing to see in the world. I think especially because I want all the celebrities to do majority of the 10 ballroom Latin styles. If you don't know what those are, the Latin styles are samba, cha-cha, jive, rumba, and paso doble. And the ballroom styles are quick step, foxtrot, Viennese waltz, standard waltz, and tango. I really wish Dancing with the Stars would get back to getting those dances done, because more often than not, celebrities sometimes miss, especially like the ones who make it to the finale, they usually kind of miss doing a few styles. For For example, now if you do a Viennese waltz, I can understand you not doing a standard waltz. That's fine. If you do Argentine tango, I can understand if you don't do ballroom, standard, or international style tango, because they're different. They're very, very different. But I kind of want them to get back to doing that. Obviously, the show is very, very commercialized, and it's more about the wow factor than actually how strong the dancing is sometimes. But I've actually had the opportunity to watch some dances from Strictly Come Dancing, which is on right now in Britain, and I don't want to say it's better, but I will say that I appreciate the dancing on there a little bit more as a whole. I will say that. But basically, that was Disney Night. In the comments, please feel free to let me know what was your favorite dance and what you thought about each dance or anything like that. And I will be back to get done my week 6 review and my week 7 review. So I appreciate everybody and have a great night.